got to stay in your lane. Let's see what it says. That's not nearly what I was going to go, but let's see what it says. I'm curious. Shamuel Alaf, 13:1.
Shaul reigned 1 year, and when he had reigned 2 years over Yasharal, Shaul chose him 3,000 men of Yasharal, whereof 2,000 were in Shaul in Michmash and in Mount Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin, and the rest of the people he sent, every man to his tent.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan smote the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba, and the Philistines heard of it.
Uh-huh.
And Shaul blew the trumpet throughout all the land.
He said, what? What did I? This? Change it? Is he calling it from out there? Oh. Man, calling the play from the outside. Like Yahusha. Working on the inside, working on the outside. Well, let's see what this says then. Let's see what it says. I don't have the Bible in my head like he does. I actually got to read it and study it. What does it say? Shamuel heard of Elohim, Beth. 13:1. Trying to scramble my whole message. I had something else in my head. I still had to get it, though. Go ahead.
And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of Daud, had a fair sister.
Absalom, father of peace.
Whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of Daud, loved her.
Son of Daud.
And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin, and Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
So he said Absalom, the father of peace, was the son. So the father was the son. I could work with that. I could do something with that. Read it again. Go ahead.
But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, Daud's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
No, go back to the beginning.
And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of Daud, had a fair sister.
The son of Daud. Give me the book of Yahuchanan. 14. Yahuchanan 14:6. Yahuchanan. That guttural sound. What's that? Yashayahu 9:6. Yashayahu 9:6. Get it. Let's see what it says. I could be off because I don't have the book in my head, like some people do. Yashayahu. What did I see? 9:6.
Amen.
What does Yashayahu 9:6 say?
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given.
A son is given.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Elohim, the Everlasting Father.
So the son is going to be called the Father, the Everlasting Father. So we see that a son could be a father.
The Prince of Shalom.
The Prince of Peace, the Prince of Shalom, the ruler of peace. Now go back to that Shamuel Beth 13:1. So we knew that a son was coming. That's a prophecy. But the Father of peace was already a son. The Father was already a son. Go Shamuel Beth in 13:1. What's it say?
And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of Daud, had a fair sister.
The Father of peace was a son. And we look at in Yashayahu 9:6, he said that to us a son is given, and his name, and he's going to be a father. That's going to be one of his titles. The Everlasting Father, the Absalom, That's the ruler of peace. Abshalom. I say Abshalom actually. It's Shalom, peace. But he said you should be called the what?
Wonderful Counselor, the mighty Elohim, the everlasting Father.
Everlasting Father. So we already see before Yahusha even comes along, we already had a Father of peace that was the Son. So it shouldn't be hard to look at Yahusha. Get me Yehukanan 4:14-6, and then other brother get me Romans 1:1. I didn't want this, but oh well. So we see that was a parallel of what was to come. So it shouldn't be hard to believe that a son could be a father and a father could be a son. People say, well, how is a father a son? Well, you got your example already. So it shouldn't be hard to believe that Yahusha was the father and that the father was Yahusha. Give me the book of Romans 1:1. I don't know what that name is in Abari, but for now we'll say Romans. Romans 1:1. The other brother, give me. We'll keep it. We'll stay in my lane. Romans 1:1.
Shaul, a servant of Yahusha HaMashiach, called to be an apostle, separated unto the gospel of Elohim, which he had promised afore by his prophets in the Kudash scriptures, concerning his son, Yahusha HaMashiach, our Elohim.
Go back, read that again.
Concerning his son, Yahusha HaMashiach, our Elohim, which was made of the seed of Daud according to the flesh, and declared to be the son of Elohim with power, according to the Ruach of Kudash.
So declaring him to be the son of who?
And declared to be the son of Elohim with power.
The son of Elohim with power, but he was also the son of Daud in the flesh. So looking at Yahusha being the son. Now give me that Yehukanan 14:6. Declaring that Yahusha was the son of Elohim. But let's listen to Yahusha's account of himself. Yehukanan 14:6. What does that say?
Yahusha said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him and have seen him. Philip said unto him, Yahusha, shew us the Father, and it sufficeth us. Yahusha said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that has seen me has seen the Father.
He that has seen me has seen the Father. So that's testifying that the Father was in the Son, and the Son was in the Father. So it shouldn't be hard to believe that in Shamuel, that the Son was in the Father and the Father was in the Son. Now, give me Yehukanan 1:1. Yehukanan 1:1. And then we're gonna go back to the Yehukanan 14:6, and then other brother give me Yehukanan 6:44. Because I heard something in there. Looking at the Father of peace being his son. Yehukanan 1:1. What does that say?
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim.
Just to prove it out even further.
The same was in the beginning with Elohim. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
Now jump to 16. So we know that, well, keep going. I'll explain after. 16.
and of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moshe, but grace and truth came by Yahusha HaMashiach. No man have seen Elohim at any time.
And was that 14, 12?
I'm at 18 now.
Yeah, give me 14.
And the Word
That's it.
was made flesh and dwelt among us.
So Elohim was made flesh, because it said in the beginning, the Word was Elohim. So Elohim was made flesh. Yahuwah was made flesh.
And dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth.
So the only begotten of the Father, which would make him what? Someone that's begotten is what? A son. So we beheld his glory as what?
And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father.
So we beheld the Son as the Father, because in the beginning was the Word, the Dabari, and the Word was Elohim. The Word was Yahuwah. So what Yahuwah did was wrap himself in flesh and become a son. When we go back to Shamuel 13 and 1. A lot of people have trouble believing that, especially these Christians, even these retarded Muslims. How in the world could they're like, well, how is Jesus God? Well, Jesus is a Hispanic man, so why are you worrying about Hispanic man being God? We know that Yahusha was Yahuwah, wrapped up in flesh. Yahuwah made himself a son. Yahuwah became a son. Go ahead to Shamuel Beth.
And it came to pass after this that Absalom the son of Daud had a fair sister.
So the father of peace was a son, as was Yahusha. Yahusha was the father of peace, but he was also a son. And he said that Absalom the what?
Absalom the son of Daud.
Absalom the son of Daud. Now we look at Yahusha, he was also the son of Daud. So when you look at both situations, both occasions, the father of peace was the son of Daud. Both times. Now, according to Romans 1:1, he was the father of peace, Yahusha, was the son according to the flesh. So when we look at the correlation between those two, it's not hard to believe that the father of peace could be a son. A father could be a son. And that the father of peace was the son of Daud. But give me Yahuchanan 6 and 44. Does that make sense so far? All right. Yahuchanan 6 and 44. What does that say?
No man can come to me except the Father which has sent me draw him. And I will raise him up at the last day. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of Elohim. Every man, therefore, that had heard and had learned of the Father cometh unto me.
Every man, therefore, that have heard and learned of the Father cometh unto me. Now, we can look at another example of that. Give me the book of Barashit. Barashit chapter, give me 37 and 1, and then another brother hold me Barashit 41 and 40, I think. Make it 41 and 39. He said, any man therefore that have heard and learned of the Father cometh unto me. Now, Barashit 31. And other brother who ain't reading, give me, who doesn't have something, give me Philippians 2 and 9. We'll just say Phil, because I ain't getting right all that. Let me Phil 2 and 9. For those just joining in on this telebroadcast, this is Samuel, 2 Samuel. This is John. This is Isaiah, Romans, and Genesis. For all those just joining in on this broadcast, if you're touched by the broadcast, you might want to note that down. But Barashit 37 and 1. I think I want 4, but 37 and 1.
And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Yusaph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Yusaph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Yasharal loved Yusaph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age.
Son of his old age. He loved him more.
And he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren,
what happened?
They hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him.
They hated him because they saw that their father loved him more. So what were they? Go ahead. Wait, go ahead. Keep going.
And Yusaph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my sheaf. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words.
And they kept hating that man. So why did they hate him? Why did they hate him? That's good. That's right. Did they have a cause to hate him? They didn't have no cause, right? So was he the first person that they hated without a cause? Was Yahusha the first person that was hated without a cause? No. Is jealousy a good cause to hate somebody? There ain't no cause to hate nobody. We can look at that even amongst ourselves. Why are you hating on somebody? Why you got hate in your heart? Are you jealous of them? Is that the real reason? Oh, somebody did something to me. Somebody rubbed me the wrong way. Well, is that a good reason to hate somebody? I don't like what they got. I don't like because they drive this or they drive that. So I don't like them. That's not a just cause. That's not a just cause to hate nobody. But yet still people do it. People do it all day long. They hate somebody just because what they got. Or they hate somebody because they want the love that they feel that somebody else is giving them. They get jealous. Why do you love him? You love him more than you love me. I don't like him now. That's not a just cause for you to hate somebody. And the funny thing is, we got that going on even sometimes among us. Why did the pastor be around him all the time? I don't like him. Why don't he love me like he loved him? Him downstairs. So I mean, but is that a proper reason for us to hate each other? No, it ain't. No, it ain't. So you gotta look at that next time them little jealous feelings arise in your hearts, because jealousy will lead you to do something to somebody, as it did with them. Jealousy caused them to increase in their evil mindset toward him. Because not just that, but they said, well, here come this dreamer of dreams. Let's kill him. Let's do something to him. Man, you got to watch that jealousy. You got to watch that envy. Because your envy will cause it will cause you to go even further with your evil intents, just like it caused them. Because even look, Matthew 27 and 20. Since we're talking about it. Nothing good comes from jealousy. Because their jealousy caused them to betray somebody. Because they hated him. But they hated him without a cause. I know I had y'all holding by the sheet, but give me Yehukanan 15 and 25. But after you give me that Matthew. Well, it's too many. Matthew 27 and 20. What does that say? Might not be it, but let's see.
You want verse 18?
What does that say?
For he knew that for envy they had delivered him.
Let's go back to 15.
Now at that feast the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahusha, which is called Mashiach? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him.
For he knew that for envy they had did what?
Delivered him.
So the same thing that happened to Yahusha happened to Yahusha for envy. Now, give me the book of Oriah 22. Oriah 22 and 61. Matter of fact, give me 64. Oriah 22:64. So he looked at me. I can already read y'all. I know good and well this man. This I find no fault in this man. Y'all just envious of this man. That's why you want him dead. You ain't got no just cause. Y'all just want to kill him because of what he's doing. Same thing with Yusaph. They didn't have no just cause to hate that man. They were just jealous. Same thing. They were just envious. And their envy caused the same envy, the same spirit of envy, which caused Yahusha to be delivered, which caused Yahusha to be delivered unto them, unto his enemies, was the same jealousy, the same spirit of jealousy that caused Yusaph to be delivered unto them, to be thrown in the pit and then to be sold off into Mizraim eventually. It was the same envy, the same spirit of envy. But it's not a proper cause for you to hate somebody. So you gotta check that. If you know you're one of them people that don't like somebody because somebody likes them, and they might not have the same feeling towards you, you got to check that. People have different personality traits that connect to others. I mean, nobody has to vibe with you the same way that they vibe with somebody else. It don't have to be like that. Well, they don't call me like they don't call me every night. He don't walk up to me and smile in my face all the time. He don't do this or they don't do that. Well, he might not vibe with you the same way. That don't mean that somebody don't still love you. But you look at, because I'm not getting the same thing somebody else getting, now I gotta hate them. That's improper. That's bad. And that's hating. Just hating on somebody for nothing. It's hating for nothing. And that's what the same thing. Yahusha and Yahusha had the same problem. They had haters. People hating on them. And it wasn't proper. Give me Yehukanan 15 and 25. What does that say?
But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law.
Written in their law.
They hated me without a cause.
Hated me without a cause. Because
But
envy wasn't a cause. Jealousy wasn't a cause. Oriah 22 and 64.
Amen.
What does that say?
And when they had blindfolded him, they struck him on the face and asked him, saying, Prophesy, who is it that smote thee? And many other things blasphemously spake they against him. And as soon as it was day, the elders of the people and the chief Kohans and the scribes came together and led him into their council, saying, Art thou the Mashiach? Tell us.
So he said the chief priests and the elders.
And the scribes came together,
And what they do?
led him into their
led him.
council, saying, Art thou the Mashiach? Tell us. And he said unto them, If I tell you, you will not believe. And if I also ask you, you will not answer me, nor let me go. Hereafter shall the Son of Man sit on the right hand of the power of Elohim. Then said they all, Art thou then the son of Elohim?
So he said, hereafter you're going to see the Son of Man do what?
Sit on the right hand of the power of Elohim.
You're going to see me take position, take a high position. Going back to Barashit 37, I think that was 4. Looking at Yahusha's prophecy. So you're going to see the sun and the moon and the stars all do obedience to me. You're going to see me sit a high position. Man, they hated that. What? You going to be over us? Oh, you're going to be over us. We're going to kill you. Envy. Hated that man. Same thing with this. Because he said, soon after, do what?
Hereafter shall the Son of Man sit on the right hand of the power of Elohim.
Right hand of the power.
Then said they all, Art thou then the son of Elohim? And he said unto them, Ye say that I am.
You say I am.
And they said, What need we any further witness? For we ourselves have heard of his own mouth. Chapter 23.
Now looking at that, they looked at what further need we have? Let's do the same thing to him that they did to Yusaph. Throw that man in a pit. Get rid of that man. That man talking about he going to sit on the right hand of power. That man going to be over us. We can't have that. So they became jealous. The same spirit of jealousy they became, that Yusaph dealt with. Just looking at Yusaph and Yahusha had the same problem. But give me that Barashit 41 and 39. And other brother, have on standby that Philippians 2 and 9. Matter of fact, give me Philippians 2 and 9 first. No, give me the Barashit first. We'll start with the old, then go to the new. What does that say? Barashit 41 and 39. Genesis 41, 39. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh said unto Yusaph,
What did Pharaoh say unto Yusuf?
For as much as Elohim hath shewed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled.
You're going to be over my house.
Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
And Pharaoh said unto Yusuf, See, I have set thee over all the land of Mizraim.
I set you over all this.
And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Yusuf's hand.
So we look at that point, after the whole spiel of Yahusha being sold off, being put in prison, having to go through all these different things to achieve his status, to achieve his position, now we find that he's achieving it. He's coming into his role. Now, give me Philippians 2 and 9. I'll try not to be as long as I was last night. And I repeated myself a lot last night. Hopefully I'm not doing that today. If I am, tell me. Catch myself. Philippians 2 and 9. Because Pharaoh set Yusuf over all the land, but none higher. But we see another correlation, even with that. Philippians 2 and 9. What's that say?
Wherefore Elohim also had highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name.
Highly exalted him. Now, what name can we do with that? Yaram Yahu. Yah has exalted. So Yashayahu, So Yahusha became Yashiyahu. I'm sorry, Yahusha became Yarmyahu. Because he said what?
Wherefore Elohim also hath highly exalted him
Highly exalted him. Uh-huh.
and given him a name which is above every name,
Above every name. Uh-huh.
that at the name of Yahusha every knee should bow, of things in Shamayim and things in the Aritz and things under the Aritz, and that every tongue should confess that Yahusha HaMashiach is Elohim, to the glory of Yahuwah the Father.
So he exalted Yahusha. But when you look at the correlation between Yusaph and Yahusha, they had to go through the same things to achieve their status. They both prophesied. They both spoke on what they would become. And because of what they prophesied, because of what they said they would become, they were hated on it. They were hated on because of it. But that didn't stop the prophecy from being fulfilled. Just because somebody hates on you, just because somebody is jealous of you, does that stop the will and the work of Elohim? So that shouldn't even be a problem. I don't like them because they don't like me. I hate them because they hate me. I'm jealous of them because they're jealous of me. Don't worry about that. Folks that's going to hate on you, they're going to hate on you. But that ain't going to stop the will of the Most High. It ain't going to do it. It didn't stop Yahusha. It didn't stop Yahusha. And it shouldn't stop you.
Amen.
If you're doing what you're supposed to do, if all of us, if we're doing what we're supposed to do, doing what we got to do, we ain't got to worry about nobody else. We ain't got to worry about none of our family members. You ain't going to make it in. God hates you. God ain't with you. All that stuff y'all doing over there in that church. I don't know how many times I said, not church, synagogue, church. What y'all doing in that church? Pastor Tony Smith's church. It don't matter how much people hate you, dislike you. Old friends don't like you because you don't kick it with them no more. You don't do nothing. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Amen.
It don't matter how much of your brothers and sisters jealous of you. If your mother or father jealous of you, because truly they want to be where you at. They want to have your discipline. Because they go, oh, child, I used to do what you used to do a long time ago. It ain't about nothing. Okay, well, why'd you leave then if that's what you claim? I mean, if that's what you say, why'd you leave it? And then you want to hate on me because I'm doing it? You just jealous. You're jealous because I'm living the life that you wanted to live, but you couldn't do it because you were too weak. That's why. That's all it is. It's just jealousy. But your jealousy ain't gonna stop me from doing what the Most High want me to do. Your jealousy ain't gonna stop the will of the Most High from me, because it didn't stop Yahusha and it didn't stop Yahusha. Showing it ain't gonna stop me. It's not gonna. Hating and jealousy does not stop Yahuwah's will for your life. So don't dwell on it. Let them folks be. But read that Philippians 2:9. Make it 2:10. Just making a point. And then I'll let the one that's after me, that's preferred before me, come up and do his job, because I know he's raring to do his job. So I'm going to help him get out the way so he can open this up into the fifth and ninth dimension. Because this is only the first dimension right now. He's going to take it and make it to the fifth, into the ninth dimension. But Philippians 2:10. And then other brother hold for me by the sheet 50. I think that's 50. And 50, give me 50 and 17. 50 and 17. But Philippians 2:10 first. Go ahead.
That at the name of Yahusha every knee should bow, of things in Shamayim and things in the Aritz and things under the Aritz. And
now he said every knee gonna bow. Go ahead.
Of things in Shamayim and things in the Aritz and things under the Aritz. And that every tongue should confess that Yahusha HaMashiach is Elohim, to the glory of Yahuwah the Father.
Now before you get that, well, yes, get that 50 and 17. Bottom sheet 50 and 17. What does that say?
So shall you say unto Yusaph, forgive, I pray thee now the trespass of thy brethren and their sin, for they did unto thee evil, and now we pray thee forgive the trespass of the servants of the Elohim of thy father. And Yusaph wept when they spake unto him. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they
did
said,
what?
And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, Behold, we be thy servants.
They bowed before him. They bowed. All their knees bowed. The same men that hated on him bowed to him later. Because that was a prophecy. You can't change Elohim's prophecy. You can't change his will. Same men that hated on Yahusha, they're going to bow. They're going to bow. Because the prophecy is not going to be changed. The will of Yahuwah is not going to be changed. But they said that they all fell down and did what?
And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, Behold, we be thy servants.
Behold, we be thy servant. We confess. That knee bowed and that tongue confessed. We be thy servants. We be thy servants. Because they couldn't change that prophecy. They couldn't change the prophecy. But keep going.
And Yusaph said unto them, Fear not, for am I in the place of Elohim. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but Elohim meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive.
Now give me Uriah 24 and 23. He said, you thought to do me mischief. But he said Elohim did, he meant it, he did what?
But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but Elohim meant it unto good.
But he meant it for my good. So all the stuff you did to me, all the things that I had to go through, Yahuwah made it for my good. Elohim meant it for my good. Uriah 20, what did I say? Uriah 24, 23. I think that's right. What does that say?
And when they found not his body, they came, saying that they had also seen a vision of Malachi, which said that he was alive. And certain of them which were with us went to the sepulchre and found it, even so as the woman had said. But him they saw not. Then he said unto them, O fools, and slow of heart to believe, all that the
and slow of heart to believe.
all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not the Mashiach to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory?
Wasn't I expected to go through these things? To enter into my glory? Was it not expected?
And beginning at Moshe and all the prophets, he expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself.
So if he was going through Moshe, he would have hit Yusaph. Yusaph, he would have hit him. So, and showing them, you see what Yusaph went through? That was talking about me. Because in order for me to get to where I had to get, I had to go through all this stuff. Just like Yusaph. I had to be hated without a cause. I had to be cast out. I had to be thrown in prison. People had to hate me. So the same thing that Yusaph went through, I had to go through it. So what's the reason? What's the reason for your sad faces? Ought not the Mashiach shouldn't I had to have suffered? You had to go through something to get something. I had to go through the same thing. He said, ought not the Mashiach to do what?
To have suffered these things and to enter into his glory.
I had to go through it. I had to go through these things to be set on the pedestal that I was going to be set. Yusaph had to go through all those things. He had to go through those things first. And then he was going to reach his glory. So we look at some of the predicaments and the situations that we go through. Oh, people hate me on my job. I keep running into problems and situations. I keep running into issues with my family, my finances. I may have to go to jail. I may have to, do this, do that. Aren't you expected? I mean, if the one you following went through that, what should you be? Should you be getting a pass on everything? Should you be getting a pass on people hating you on your job, treating you wrong, doing bad to you, lying on you, false accusing? So if he went through that, what's that mean for us? A servant ain't greater than his master. So if he went through it, what's that mean for us? We got to go through it. So, you can look at even sometimes we should be saying to ourselves, fool, you should know that we got to suffer to go through that, to enter into that glory. It's a straight way. It's a straight way. This ain't gonna be no cakewalk. It ain't gonna be easy. So when people hate on you and people jealous of you, what you tripping for? That's what's gonna help you to get in. Because if Yusaph was like, you know what, I'm running away from all this stuff. I'm running away. I'm trying to get out of the pit. I'm trying to run away I'm trying to escape from this prison. I'm trying to run away from Mizraim and just I don't want nothing to do with this life. But he stuck with it. Yahusha could have said, I don't want nobody, trying to false accuse me and all. He could have ran away. I don't want this life. But he stuck with it. Some people don't want this life. That's why they run away. That's why they leave. That's why they go back into the world, because they don't want this life. But this life has a reward at the end if you stick with it. That's the example that Yusaph left us, and Yahusha, if you stick with it. If you go through the false accusing, if you go through the hard times, if you go through the false accusing, if you go through the imprisonment, all that, if you go through it and you still stand at the end, your reward's coming. You'll be exalted. You'll be Yaram Yahu. Just like last night. You can be Shamu Al. You can be Herda Elohim. Same thing today. You can be Yaram Yahu. You can be the one that Yah has exalted. If you go through it first. If you don't mumble and complain. If you don't try to run away. But you got to stick with it. You got to go through it. You have to. Because if you don't and you run away, then you ain't going to receive the glory. You ain't going to receive it. Now, I could go a little further, but I think the point has been made. I appreciate you guys. At least I hope the point has been made.
Amen.
So I love you guys. I'll let the man that's preferred before me do his thing. Amen.